What's up, y'all? It's your boy Romance, coming through with another episode of The World According to Romance, sitting right here in front of the church I was baptized in sometime in the summer of 1972. Tonight, you know, the meds that I take don't fucking work, and I cannot medicate myself with marijuana because that shit stays in your system too long, and plus that shit ain't working for me no more. So I've gone completely dry and sober. But tonight I'm going to take the best medicine that I know how to take, and that is going out with friends, listening to music, and dancing my little keister off, alright? So tonight I'm going out with the Natty Boat Club, the legendary Natty Boat Club. The Natty Boat Club is my first crew, my crew from middle school and high school. And I'm going to tell you the story. We're going to do the story about the history of the Natty Boat Club, the meaning behind what that means, and also a little bit of a roll call for all the members, you feel me? Alright, sometime in the year 1981, probably about March or April, I was attending 3rd grade at Ritter School. They pulled me into a room and asked me a whole lot of very hard questions, and I answered them to the best of my knowledge. I thought I was in trouble, but here they said, Richie, you're not going to Ritter anymore. You're now going to go to Moser. You're going to be in the gifted program. So I hopped on a bus. I think the next year, 4th grade came. They put me on a bus, sent me to Moser, and on day one, I went to Mr. Fatula's class, and I met my first of my members of the Natty Boat Club, a guy by the name of David Stout. He was a big kid, a little chubby at the time. He would later grow up and be like 6'4" and lose the chubbiness and be a great athlete. He's from the legendary Stout clan, but I didn't know that at the moment. I poked my head out the door in my classroom and homeroom, and I saw some kid trying to he wrote a love note to a girl named Tilly. It said Butch and Tilly. Tilly was much bigger than Butch, and she beat him up right there in the hallway for giving him that note. But Butch would end up going to be one of my greatest friends as well. He's also the craziest motherfucker I've ever rolled with in my life, still to this day. Alright? But after homeroom ended, I had to go to the gifted class. And I got put in a room with a whole bunch of, like, you know what I'm saying, very, shall we say, smart kids. I don't want to use the term nerdy, but for lack of a better term, there was a lot of nerdy kids in that class. A lot of you know what I mean, kids who followed rules and were very smart. I wasn't like that. I didn't follow rules, even though I was very smart. And I was a bad boy. And there was 2 other bad boys that were in that class, and we immediately gravitated to each other. One was named Rudy Flamish, the other named Dwayne Schneeberger. And I walked up to them. I was like, I kind of knew Rudy because our dads were friends and our moms didn't like each other but knew each other. And so I heard of his name before, and I kind of vaguely, familiarly knew him because we were together a lot of the time as babies in the same nursery. So the three, me, Rudy, and Dwayne's gravitated to each other, and he was like, yo, it's a bunch of nerds up in here. I know, right? Yo, let's go out on the playground and beat some ass. So we did at lunchtime. And that was day one of me going to Moser. Also in that, at Moser was the Butch had a neighbor named Frank Lacasse. He was also in my homeroom. I met him day one. And then there was a guy that I played football with named Chris Pavelko. This would form the core of what is called, later would be known as the Natty Boat Club. But that was just 4th grade. And, you know, I went through Moser, and I loved Moser, man. That was a great experience for me. All the people that ended up becoming my friends and everything, I just, like, quadrupled the amount of people that I knew, because I still had people at Ritter and everything. But, you know what I'm saying? 4th and 5th grade went by. I thought I'd be there for 6th grade, but that was the year they changed it. So that, like, when we were the first group of 5th graders to be the oldest in the school. They moved 6th grade up to middle school, and they moved 9th grade to high school. So we went to Harrison Morton all together, and during those years, that was the years of, you know what I'm saying, sleepovers, roller skating parties, writing love notes to our first girlfriends, la la la. That was when I started rapping and everything, and we started really becoming a crew, and we were bad boys, and we were the bad boys of the school. We also had a dude in our crew at that time named Adam Malozzi, who was also down with the Natty Boat Club. Then we got to high school, you know what I mean, between 8th and 9th grade, both Stouty, Pavelko, and Schneeberger all had older brothers, all right? So all of them, and this was the mid-'80s. Now, the legal drinking age changed from 18 to 21 in the year 1984, and this was only 2 years after that. So the world was very much, like now, it sounds like crazy to say that a bunch of 8th and 9th graders were trying to get beer. It sounds like freaking like terrorism or something, but back then it was pretty acceptable, and it was fairly easy for teenagers to get beer, to be served beer. It's a lot harder now, but back then it was very easy. And it was just accepted that kids drank. That was what they did, and that's what we did. That's what we were aiming to do. And in our first Friday night of school, that's what Dwayne Snaberger went around. He was kind of the leader of the gang back then. And he collected money from everybody, and we got like something like $37 together, and we're like, ooh, we're going to get a whole case of beer. My brother will get it for me. We're going to go up to the res, and we're going to drink a whole bunch of beer, and we're going to get girls. Yeah, because we thought that like as long as we get the beer, girls would come and would hang out with us, and then they would get drunk, and then they would give up the booty to us. Like, that was our train of thought at that moment. It turned out we mixed up the word case and keg, and like we went through the case pretty quickly, and you know, the $3 and $4 we threw in, we thought we'd be fucking drunk off our ass, and we each drank 3 or 4 beers. It was like, what the hell? I thought we got more. So anyway, make a long story short, that was our first night of drinking, but we would end up dotting our I's and crossing our T's and figuring everything out. Now, on the east side of Allentown, there was there's on Union Boulevard, there's a big giant building that used to be AT&T, or Western. Before that, it was Western Electric. I don't know what the fuck it is now. Coca-Cola Park is behind it. The transistor was invented in that building, believe it or not. Across the street from that is a place called the Bull and Bear Restaurant, and behind that is a place called the Brewer's Outlet. Well, we found out early on that back then a case of beer would usually go for between $6 to $10, depending on what you were buying. But there was one case of beer, one really shitty beer, that was $3.99 for a case. And I think it was a 30-pack, not just 24. So we could scrape that together from freaking the couches at our parents' houses and, you know, have enough to drink, you know, Friday. Sometimes we do it again. We would do it again on Saturday. We would we would try to have parties as much as we could. I wanted to party as much as I could because I found acceptance at the reservoir that I wasn't finding in my household at that time, man. So, you know, that's when I was just starting to be a rapper and starting to get known, and I was getting a name for myself. And I mean, God bless Stouty too, because look, at our freshman year, he played varsity football, basketball. He was mad tall, so he was good at basketball, he was good at football, but what he was best at was baseball. Played varsity all year, through his whole career. He did not have to hang with the rest of us because the rest of us were fucking peanuts. And, you know, but he did. And not only did he hang with us, we partied at his house a lot. We partied at Snaberger's house. Snaberger lived right, the last house on the row of Moser Street, right by Keck, bro. We just owned Keck Park because of Dwayne's house. And the res was like next door to Pavelko's house. And goodness gracious, we tore the res and poor Pavelko's house the fuck up so many millions of times that I can't even count. But anyway, throughout high school, we weren't the most popular. We were popular, but we were unpopular because, like, you didn't want us to come to your party. We would trash your house. We would fuck the place up. We were bad. We were bad boys, and we were drunk. They called us the Beastie Boys. And we started gaining more momentum, and more people started joining. I had 2 boys from my Ritter gang. By like 10th or 11th grade of high school, they joined the crew. That was Eric Natty and Bo Woolley, and with them came Dave Thor and Mike Dedea. Also, a cat named Sean Cadden would later join the crew, and with him came his cousin PJ Whitman, Juan Zayas, his brother Benji Zayas, and their cousin Lou Diaz. And then a dude, one of our older friends who would help us get beer because he was like 4 years older than us, was a kid named Sidley Barron Robertson. We got him so many times to get us beer that he just said fuck it and started hanging with us. He's a member of the Natty Boat Club too. I'm sure there's mad other people I'm forgetting, and I apologize if I've forgotten you today on this roll call. But anyway, some point in, like, now when we were in high school, the classes above us, the classes of 87, 88, and 89 were kind of stuck up. They didn't condescend to hang with us. But one person from the class of 89, and I'm thinking this must have happened sometime in my sophomore year, 87, 88. There was a cat named Junior Stout that was rolling with us. He did hang with us, and he was the first guy who was like, oh, The boys are back again up at the res with the Natty Bo. The National Bohemian was the name of the beer. That was $3.99. It was a terrible, shitty beer made in Maryland, and we bought it every freaking day, National Bohemian. But Junior Stout called it Natty Bo, and he called us the Natty Bo Club. All right, so flash forward to our senior year. Everyone was getting pictures. There was all these beautiful cliques of people that thought they were Beverly Hills 90210 and didn't hang out with us that much in high school. Cheerleaders and pretty football players and everything. We were ugly little bad fucking devils. All right, and so they all would get pictures of their friends. You know, the friends would all get together, take a picture, and then you pay like $40, $50, and it goes in the yearbook in the back. Well, we did that too. Schneeberger organized that. He collected money for everybody. He's like, yo, what are we going to call this? You know, what are we going to call ourselves? We don't really have a name of our gang. I was like, yeah, we do. Junior always calls us the Natty Bo Club. So we put the Natty Bo Club. It's a picture of me. Oh, Ramon McCool is also in the Natty Bo Club. Mark Dombrowski is in the Natty Bo Club. Another guy two more guys that joined it during the mid-90s. We were rolling thick, man. But anyway, on that picture, and if you look in the yearbook of 1990, you'll see us chilling there, and it says the Natty Bo Club. Now, none of the teachers knew what that meant, but all the student body did. They all knew what that meant. And every year after that, the next yearbook in 91, 92, 93, they all of them, like every clique of people was like, we're the Mickey's Ice Crew, we're the Mickey's Big Mouth Crew, we're the Old English Crew. Whatever, you're all biters. But anyway, we stayed together. We all went to college. Most of my friends got married and have fucking wonderful families and wonderful wives. And I remember going to all their weddings thinking, man, these guys are all suckers. I'm living the life. It turns out that I'm the sucker. I wish I would have got married when they did. I wish I would have taken a good girl and settled down. They all did. They all get together still. They're still all buddies, boys, friends. Tonight we're going to get together at Adrian Schaefer LaCause and Frankie LaCause's crib. And everyone's going to bring a plate of something and a bag of chips or whatever and some sodas and beers. And we're going to pregame it there. And then we're going over to see the two dopest party DJs in Eastside history, Mr. Tom Bruner and Mr. Harry Romali. And we're going to rock the night away. And hopefully me, Dedea, and Razor Ramon McCool are going out partying afterwards. Who knows who will follow with us. But that's the history of the Natty Bo Club. And we still, to this day, are the Natty Bo Club, Eastside's greatest party crew. I'll be Eastside. All of us will be Eastside till we die, even though very few of us still live there. Have a great weekend. Have a great Saturday night. I hope you have as much fun as I'm about to have. Enjoy. Peace. World according to romance. See you later.